Today is June 18th, 2025, and you're listening to Space News First Up.
Discover your next mission in the space industry with the Space News Job Exchange. Visit spacenews.com/jobs to find top aerospace roles and connect with leading employers. And for employers, use discount code JOBEX for 15% off your next purchase.
Here are today's top headlines in space. Three European companies who are studying a combination of their space businesses expect to decide in July whether to proceed. The heads of leading U.S. satellite imaging firms are urging Congress to reject proposed budget cuts to commercial remote sensing programs. A European company has designed a lunar rover that it hopes to offer to ESA and others. And the launch of a private astronaut mission to the International Space Station has slipped again.
First Up is produced by Space News, the industry standard for professional space journalism. Visit spacenews.com for breaking news, policy updates, and original analysis.
We begin today with news that three European companies who are studying a combination of their space businesses expect to decide in July whether to proceed. At a press conference Tuesday during the Paris Air Show, Roberto Cingolani, CEO of Leonardo, said discussions his company is having with Airbus Defence and Space and Thales Alenia Space about combining their space businesses are approaching a go-no-go decision he expected by the end of July. That decision will incorporate antitrust concerns, due diligence regarding the company's finances and value creation such a move would offer. The venture, the companies have argued, would create a European champion in satellites and related technologies better able to compete with American firms. Cingolani said that such a company would likely be modeled on MBDA, a European missile manufacturer created by merging business units at three companies. The heads of leading U.S. satellite imaging firms are urging Congress to reject proposed budget cuts to commercial remote sensing programs. In a letter sent Monday to key lawmakers on several committees, the heads of Maxar Technologies, Planet, BlackSky, ISI US, Capella Space and ground systems provider KSAT, said, proposed cuts to National Reconnaissance Office commercial imagery programs could undermine national security and reverse years of progress in integrating private sector innovation into intelligence and defense operations. The Trump administration is considering a 30% cut, about $130 million, to the electro-optical commercial layer program in its 2026 budget proposal, and would also eliminate funding entirely for purchasing radar imagery. The NRO, which builds and operates the nation's spy satellites, has increasingly turned to commercial providers in recent years as private companies have launched hundreds of small imaging satellites that can provide high-frequency coverage. A European company has designed a lunar rover that it hopes to offer to ESA and others. Venturi Space unveiled at the Paris Air Show this week Mona Luna, a robotic lunar rover weighing 750 kilograms and capable of driving as fast as 20 kilometers per hour. The rover uses all European technologies, including wheels and batteries Venturi is providing to Astrolab, an American company developing lunar rovers for NASA and others. Venturi hopes to win support from ESA at the upcoming ministerial conference to develop the rover, which could be sent to the moon on Europe's Argonaut lunar lander. The launch of a private astronaut mission to the International Space Station has slipped again. NASA and Axiom Space said Tuesday night they were now targeting a launch of the AX-4 mission no earlier than Sunday, 3 days later than previously planned. NASA said the delay would give the agency more time to evaluate a new pressure signature in a Russian module last week that caused a previous postponement. NASA did not provide any other updates on the status of that review.
Share your company's news with the entire space industry through Stellar Dispatch, the press release service from Space News. Learn more and use discount code SD2106 for 15% off when you submit yours at spacenews.com/stellardispatch.
In other news, Florida Today reports that SpaceX launched more Starlink satellites early Wednesday. A Falcon 9 lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida, at 1:55 a.m. Eastern, placing 28 Starlink satellites into orbit. The booster for this launch completed its fifth flight with a drone ship landing. Up Aerospace has successfully flown a new suborbital rocket. The company launched its Spider rocket from White Sands Missile Range on Monday, reaching the threshold of hypersonic speeds in the flight. Up Aerospace has flown its Spaceloft-sounding rockets from nearby Spaceport America for many years, carrying NASA and commercial payloads. But Spider is designed for higher performance, reaching Mach 10 and up to 300 kilometers altitude. The company is offering Spider for hypersonic tests and other applications. A second Spider launch is planned for early 2026. Fierce Network reports that the FCC has regained a quorum with the confirmation of a new commissioner. The Senate voted 53 to 45, mostly on party lines, to confirm Olivia Trusty as an FCC commissioner on Tuesday. Her confirmation restores a quorum of 3 members on the 5-person commission after 2 commissioners resigned earlier this month. Trusty, a Republican, gives the GOP a 2-to-1 advantage on the commission. The Satellite Industry Association said that it welcomed Trusty's confirmation, citing her wealth of policy expertise in space and related topics. VAST is rolling out a virtual reality version of its Haven 1 space station. The VR application, available for devices like Apple Vision Pro and Meta headsets, allows the user to virtually explore the Haven 1 station and conduct simulated experiments. Drew Fustel, a former NASA astronaut who is now the lead astronaut at VAST, helped develop the app and serves as its narrator.